My Peace Ecology project for this semester was reaching out to a friend or family member each week and having a discussion with them about on a topic related to peace ecology, whether that be an environmental issue or simply discussing our ideologies and worldviews and sharing those. And so essentially my project, or the what of it, and the theory behind it, was teaching Pono. And as we've learned in class or discussed in class, to live Pono is to, or to have Pono is to live righteously, or to live just and fairly. In context of peace ecology, it would be to live in a way that's just and true and honest with nature, or in other words, to respect nature and our relationship with it. And I wrote down a quote for this, and that's, how much thought do we really give to how our actions affect the world around us? And that's from the Pono Principle by Robert Devnick. And I thought a lot about that. Ignorance, essentially. We've learned a lot about that this semester throughout our various readings. And I personally have learned that I am quite ignorant and inclined to ignorance when it comes to things like the environment. We've learned that it's very widespread throughout our society and the whole earth. And so I did this, coming back to this, the what of my project was kind of getting people to wake up, encouraging them to wake up. And part of getting people to wake up and the power behind that, as Robert Devnick talks about, is he says how powerful is it to get someone to wake up? And he goes on to say, if we can get committees and governments essentially to wake up, they really reinforce ideas. And so that's what I was trying to do, was trying to get people to wake up, because I've woken up myself a little bit, so that ultimately ideas will be reinforced. I was teaching Pono. And the why of my project was that education matters. Randall Amster, who wrote our semester book, our course book, Peace Ecology, said that the greatest driver of human behavior remains education. He also said that teaching people to teach others multiplies the effect. And so the why of my project is education matters. It really does make a difference to help people understand the why of peace ecology. Why are we doing this? Why does it matter? And just like Randall Amster talked about, by the way, that's from page 201, education drives behavior. People learn and their behavior changes. And so that's what I was trying to do with my friends and family, was educate them so that their behavior would change, so that there would be ultimately a different outcome, an improvement in behavior. And I also hoped, because when behavior is changed and people gain knowledge through education, it spreads and multiplies. And so I've reached out to these 5 or 6 friends and family members, which include, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, my brother, my wife, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, and my mom. And I'm hoping that they take these ideas that I've given them, which include food scarcity, water scarcity, basic ideas about environmentalism and the issues and how we should go about approaching them. And I'm hoping that they spread those to other people. The how of my project is essentially discussion and connection. Like I said, I've reached out to these friends and family members, I've had a discussion, and we've connected about it. The quote I want to read from Peace Ecology, from Christos and Kion on page 87 is, an environmental problem is not necessary for peacemaking to assist parties in addressing their conflict. Values, interests, worldviews, ideologies, and theologies relating to the environment should also be considered as potential sources for collaboration and peacemaking. And so there wasn't a particular environmental issue necessarily, at least in context of us, that we were addressing. Like I said, we did talk about basic natural resources being limited, but we shared ideologies and we collaborated in terms of how to go about these. I asked them especially my brother and my sister-in-law separately, how do they think we should solve these issues? The issues of finite resources being treated as if they're infinite. And ultimately, the project went really well. I learned from them, they learned from me. I was able to educate them and teach them Pono just like I wanted to. Some issues I had is I realized that it's hard to present these ideas to people and essentially try to convert them to a certain mindset. A lot of things like climate change and these kind of issues are politicized traditionally, and so to kind of get in a space where we can step out of that zone was a little difficult for me, but in the end it went really well. I was able to have some really good sit down face-to-face conversations and really felt like I made a difference and practice at least these 3 theories in my project of teaching Pono and educating people and having a discussion connection to collaborate with people and make a difference. Thank you.